Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is Rollis Guzzi. I'm coming at y'all live with another video. And I'm definitely gonna have to make a more original intro than that, since I feel like almost every YouTuber has stated that. But yeah, today we are going to be, and look at this awesome intro, by the way, with Sly Cooper's silhouette and everything. But yeah, we're going to be playing a very classic PlayStation IP today. We're gonna go down the nostalgic route today, being Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. And right off the bat, just listen to that awesome, sick music, y'all. That music sounds really awesome. But yeah, so I am a bit far into the game here. Well, not necessarily, but I am in the second world of the game here, being Mugshot's world. I already beat Rally's world and everything and whatnot. But yeah, kind of for some starters here. So this game came out in the late, I'm sorry, not late, in the early 2000s. And this game had launched on the PlayStation 2, if that showed in the intro. I don't know if it did. But yeah, so fun fact, this particular series is made by the same company who not only made the infamous series, being the superhero game. I believe he's a superhero in those games. I don't know if he's like an anti-hero. But oh, that was a little scary there for a sec. Um, but more infamously, these are the same. This is the same company who would go on to create the Ghost of Tsushima games, right? So obviously that's a super big jump there, like going from, Sly Cooper to literally like Ghost of Tsushima, because Ghost of Tsushima is considered to be like one of the most ambitious games of the 2020s so far. I would say it's pretty up there with Elden Ring. I don't know if I can see the notification, but that's a hint for a future video. And here's Bentley giving us his smarts here. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can kill them silently. I don't know why Siri is listening to my conversation. I'm not talking to her. I don't know if y'all heard her, but she was responding back to me. But yeah, for starters, the music in this game is absolutely phenomenal, by the way. Um, like the Sly Cooper games do so well when it comes to ambience and environments. Especially Sly Cooper 2 Band of Thieves. With the Contessa's world and like the bison, I think he's a bison, I don't remember his name, but the winter worlds, and then the worlds that take place in India, like it was all really nice. But this game also has like a really awesome aesthetic as well, because obviously the casino aesthetic, the music is popping, all really nice stuff. But yeah, kind of going back to what I was stating earlier, yeah, so the company in question is Sucker Punch Studios. and this was their very, humble beginnings. But to call Sly Cooper humble is kind of a bit of a disgrace because, Sly Cooper, damn it, because Sly Cooper, oh wow, I just got another one, okay. Probably because I got 100 coins. Sly Cooper, the Sly Cooper series is a very, like, ambitious series, you know what I mean? It's super awesome. And it's very ahead of its time. Like this is considered a PlayStation classic, and it's a real shame that Sly Cooper is kind of irrelevant in today's society. And a lot of iconic, PlayStation franchises in general are kind of just obsolete. Like, it's even surprising, like, a franchise such as God of War is still around today. Or, even Crash Bandicoot and not Sly Cooper, and Spyro the Dragon, despite those franchises being, more, like, technically they're not PlayStation, exclusives, right? Oh my god, this music is so peak. But yeah, Sucker Punch would go on to make not two, but three Sly Cooper games, making it a whole trilogy, right? A whole trilogy of Sly Cooper games, and Sly Cooper 1 is drastically different than the other Sly Cooper games because this game is definitely like more grounded, if you will. Like it's very like level based. Like think like Super Mario, right? Like the old school like Super Mario games. Oh wait, I knew there was something. Hold on. This camera probably have to go high up or something. But anyways, um yeah, so this game is very, level based. Um Meaning it's not open world or anything like that, but the next, Sly Cooper games are open world, so each little mission has like its own open world and you get to explore it and you get to find like, little secrets and, vice versa, right? Which I think I almost messed up there and I screwed up, which I think is super cool. But Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, aka the first game of the series, still holds a special place in my heart. But yeah, like I said, these games came out in the early 2000s. Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter were definitely franchises that God of War as well. They kind of jump started, the PlayStation's like life cycle, because Xbox, had Halo and Gears of War, and Halo specifically was just like an incredibly successful franchise. I mean, at one point, Halo was kind of like, Halo was definitely like up there in terms of like gaming as a whole. Like a lot of people, wanted an Xbox specifically, for Halo. Kind of in the sense of Nintendo, where it's like, oh, I really want an Xbox. Or I'm sorry, I really want a Nintendo console for, like Super Mario or Zelda, right? So, Xbox had that leverage, but PlayStation, it was like, were people making a big deal about, like, God of War as much as, like, Halo? Probably not. But, obviously these franchises were still, like, a big deal. Like, they were still franchises to, like, make a big deal about. But yeah, obviously this game was a massive success though, because, Sucker Punch would end up making a whole trilogy, just based on Sly Cooper alone. And, Sly Cooper is what ultimately, um, kept them employed at Sony, right? Because in the PS3 era, they would eventually, go on to just make the infamous games, and then PS4 and PS5, right now is like Ghost of Tsushima, right? No, wait, do I have all 30? Yes, I have all 30. So the voice acting in this game is also killer, by the way. Like Kevin Miller as Sly Cooper, really awesome voice acting, and Bentley, Murray, and even like all of Carmelita's voice actresses. I don't even know why she has like a different voice actress in each game. But yeah, so throughout each level, you gotta collect these clue bottles, and you basically unlock a move at the end of every level. So it looks like I just unlocked the fast forward option, or like just making everything go by quick, which is extremely helpful for those like specific parts of the game where you want to like kind of, you don't have to wait around for like an enemy to like move, so yeah, I don't know how I missed that. Alright, let's see. Dude, what the heck? um but yeah, so something that I didn't mention here is that Sly Cooper actually has a fourth game in the series that debuted on the PS3. I don't know why Sucker Punch like gave up their IP for. I mean, technically they still own the IP, right? They still own the IP. But I guess they decided to give another company a shot at making the game. Which I guess it isn't necessarily like unheard of. Because for an example, with Nintendo, Minish Cap, The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap is considered to be, a lot of people consider it to be like the best 2D Zelda game of all time. Um,
Okay, so what do I do?
but that game was made entirely by Capcom, you know.
I'll
Um,
do my best.
like Nintendo literally had like nothing to do with the game. Like from my understanding, Capcom were the ones who developed that game, and man, what a great job they did, because that game is peak. I'm trying to think of other examples, but I guess like Mario and Rabbids is also another example. But obviously, Sly 4 is like, damn, like this is like the next game in the series, and is being done by Sensuro Studios, like a completely different, studio, right? That like has little experience. Yeah, so, obviously the outcome of that game was pretty, um, yeah, it was not well received. A lot of people really did not like Sly 4. A lot of people don't even want to acknowledge, Sly 4. A lot of people just they just wanted to make it seem like the game like literally never existed. So it's just like, yeah. Ooh, that was close. By the way, one thing I appreciate about the Sly Cooper franchise is
Almost there.
um,
Yikes!
despite it kind of being targeted towards children, it has a lot of adult themes, and
Nice
it
shot.
doesn't hold back
We did it.
with anything, you know. I mean, Sly Cooper's family was literally murdered right in front of him. I mean, Jesus, that's already pretty brutal as is. And, you know, the fact that Murray and Bentley and Sly Cooper were orphans, and, um, and then of course, you know, the story progression as well is also really cool. Like, well, spoiler alert, but whenever Bentley becomes paralyzed because Klakla, which I don't know how to feel about that name, but whenever Klakla, you know, breaks Bentley's back, she permanently, she permanently like paralyzes him, you know, and in the future games, he's literally in the wheelchair, so, you know, Sucker Punch didn't even like ignore that detail. They just like they just straight up were like, "Oh yeah, guys, like Bentley got paralyzed, like he got hurt, you know."
What's going on down there? Well, I
I
drove
hate
through
these
this
racing
hot
levels,
dog
by the
stand
way.
for a
And
quick
fun fact, the
snack,
face
and
on
in
the
this
hot dog is
video,
an
I'm
actual
being
dev
challenged to
member.
a race by these gangster dogs.
But
For the winner. Yeah, 3 times around the track for
yeah,
me.
Drive the van with the left analog stick.
Sly
And if you
Cooper
manage to
was
hit the
one of my
attachment,
favorite
power
games,
up
like
score
growing
can get a
up.
boost by pressing the
Like the
square
whole
button. Go get 'em.
franchise,
I
and
caught
I'm
it.
really thankful for my parents. Because, you know, growing up with my childhood, I definitely was a PlayStation and Nintendo fan growing up. Um, because, you know, growing up, I had like a Nintendo Wii and a Nintendo DS, but I also had like a PS2, you know. And it wasn't until junior high when my parents had got me a Xbox 360. So I was also, you know, fortunate enough to experience Halo as well. But you know, that was where I did like most of my online gaming on the 360. And then in high school, I would upgrade to a PS4, and um, and then yeah, right now I have a PS5. Don't even have a Series X, and I don't plan on getting it anytime soon. But actually, a fun little story here. But after the first GTA 6 trailer back in December of 2023, I decided to get a Series S for myself as a Christmas gift. Because remember, damn, got it. Because remember, you know, it was right around Christmas when the GTA 6 trailer like was unveiled, because you know, you gotta keep in mind that like this was like the first time that we had officially seen, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6. Wow, this is my first try. I cannot believe I achieved this in my first try. Maybe I gotta make commentary when I'm doing gaming so I can like just win everything. But yeah, so the reason why I got a Series S is because at the time I wasn't really into gaming. Literally straight out of high school, after I finished high school, I I was completely obsolete from gaming. I do think a lot was going on at the time. Obviously, you know, COVID-19 um, being a massive, you know, thing to consider. Which, by the way, one of the biggest butterfly effects ever when you really think about it. But that's a video for another day. But um, yeah, I had started college, so I was locked in with that. This was also the time when I was starting to appreciate films a lot more because growing up, I only ever watched I only ever watched like superhero movies and like cartoons and stuff like that. But whenever I was out of high school, I was starting to appreciate cinema a lot more for art, for its art form. Um, like I started watching like a lot of Scorsese films and a lot of Tarantino and just like really good movies overall, such as like Forrest Gump or it's another good one, like Scarface, like all these like films that I had never cared for before. And all of a sudden, like I started caring for it, right? So during this time in my life, I didn't really care about gaming, you know?
Would you look at that ugly bug?
So
am, and I find it infinitely
so I didn't
fascinating.
have
My
a
X-ray
next
detection
generation
devices
console,
reveal
well,
that
current
a
gen, I
secret elevator
suppose,
to
being a
Mugshot's
PlayStation
penthouse is
5 or,
contained within
Xbox
that giant
Series.
head.
So, how do we get in?
And the
Behind
only
this
reason
rock
why I got the
wall, there's
Series
a
S
lever
was
that summons
primarily
the
because
elevator.
of
But
GTA
you need all
6,
7 keys
because
to open it
I
up.
was
Oh, wow.
so excited for GTA 6, and I wanted to have a console in preparation for GTA 6, you know what I mean? Because my mentality was, oh, I don't want to have to worry about like getting a console, like I already have one, right? Um so I think I bought it for like $200. It honestly was a pretty great deal, and I think the Series S is definitely good for parents or like people who can't afford to buy like a more expensive console, but they still want a game. The Series S is perfect for you. And if you're okay with the power difference, and I also think it like you get a lot for your buck, you know. But yeah, I guess we could play this level. This is a really cool level with Carmelita. Um, this will probably be the last level I play. But
These rooftops are
by the way,
filthy.
Sly Cooper
Well,
and
I already knew
Carmelita's
where they could
chemistry
keep the
is really
key,
well done
since
as
my
well.
locator tells me it's in a jewel
Um,
case somewhere near Mugshot's penthouse.
but yeah, so I had ended up getting Series S like at the end of 2023. But even when I got my Xbox Series S, I literally like barely played it. I barely played it. Barely played it.
Well, 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 look who just walked into my crosshairs.
Um,
Sly Cooper.
About time you showed up, Miss Fox. Was getting
and it
worried about
wasn't
you. Thought
until
you took a wrong turn somewhere back in Paris.
The only one
because
making wrong
later
turns is
on,
you, Sly.
the next
I'd
year being
suggest you surrender before I
2024,
paralyze you with my good friend, the
I would go
shufflist.
on to
Now
get
see,
a
a girl whose best friend's a
PS5 in the
firearm
summer
has got issues.
because
A little
when
dinner, a little
GTA
dancing.
6
I think I can help you
first
out.
got unveiled,
Sounds romantic, as long as you don't mind dining
I
me in
had
jail.
Nah, I
really,
hear the service is lousy.
Once
really
I
old
catch you, you'll
hardware.
know for yourself.
And look at that, Carmelita's being flirtatious. So So when GTA 6 got unveiled, I had a Toshiba 2007 Toshiba TV, which was like extremely outdated. So even when I was playing like PS4 on that Toshiba TV, I was playing like at a 720p resolution. Like I mean, you know, but at the time, I was just really thankful to even have a TV. And I was super what else did he say? I was just thankful to be gaming in general, right? But whenever GTA 6 got unveiled, I told myself, and I was like, dude, I need like brand new equipment. Because you know, it's kind of like we're in 2023 and I still have like a 2007-year-old TV, right? But not only that, but you know, like GTA 6, like this is like the most ambitious game of all time. This is a game that I'm super excited for. And yeah, I want to experience Grand Theft Auto 6 in the best way I can, because having to play it on a 720p resolution TV, that just doesn't do Grand Theft Auto 6 justice, right? So in 2025, you know, I was saving up for a TV because I had started a new job, which was my first ever job, by the way. I barely made that jump. Because I started working for the school that I was doing my program in, because I had joined the program at my specific college, and I started, I basically became a tutor at the school that I started, that I was attending, and I started working for the same school as well at the time. So I was saving up to buy a TV because after doing a lot of research, I decided to purchase, like my goal was to save up for an LG OLED. Because I knew I wanted an OLED TV for sure, but the question was, what kind of like TV should I? Oh crap! You know, what kind of TV? I can't believe I did that twice, y'all. The question was what kind of OLED TV should I get? And after doing like extensive research, I had came to the conclusion that the LG OLED brand was the best TV that money can buy. Primarily because of Dolby, because that's what people kept saying was, oh, like, you get Dolby with the LG OLED and none of the other TVs offer that, and people were making it sound as though, you know, like LG, like Dolby was like some god tier type of service. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these people's word for it, and I'm gonna go ahead and you know, purchase the LG OLED you know, series. I should be getting another try. There we go. Damn, I think we missed the bottle. Either that or I wasn't paying attention. Oh yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Shoot. I was not paying attention. Sorry guys. Pretty sure I was supposed to put in the code before I played that level. I guess we could go back and get it real quick, because I don't see myself playing another level, at least on video, that is. But yeah, so 2025 starts, I start a new tutoring job, and I'm saving up for a TV, right? Specifically the LG OLED C series, because I did kind of want the G series, but some people would say that it was like overly bright, and people were saying that the C series was kind of like more of a like balanced, like a well balanced TV. Not only that, but the G series was like significantly like more expensive, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do the C series. But I wouldn't even buy my TV until another year, which was 2025, because at the beginning of 2023, my friend really needed help with a certain like situation they were in, So I decided, okay, let me, let me help them out then. And actually, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second. Or you know what? I'll continue the video with part 2. But God bless everyone. Take care. And as always, have a good one.